Hi there, I'm Christy. Welcome to my channel, to my home, to my homestead. I am in northern Alberta, Canada, and I am participating in the Three Rivers Challenge using stuff that I have on hand. The past few weeks have been more of a necessity to do that because we've been in a deep freeze. We have been experiencing extreme cold conditions that actually come from Siberia over the North Pole, plummeted our province, keeping us at home, stuck at home with vehicles that haven't been able to start. So I was able to go to town for the first time yesterday in over a week. So I was really excited to be able to do that. But today I'm right back at doing the regular challenge stuff. So in this video, you're going to get to see me make this. I hope that you are staying warm wherever you are. Currently, the temperature right now has warmed up so much that I'm actually out here in just a sweater and no winter gear. It feels amazing. And so the temperature is currently negative 33 degrees Celsius outside, and it feels so warm, you guys. No, it's 27 degrees Celsius with a minus 33 degree wind chill. So minus 27 degrees Celsius, and it feels so flippin' warm, like so warm. I can't even tell you how good this feels. The air doesn't hurt my face today. So yes, I know some of you that are not in these northern climates where I think it was Roots and Refuge. Was it yesterday? I think it was Jess and Maya bundled up like these giant, I don't even know. It was so cute. Anyways, you guys are cute down there. Hey, I hope that you don't go below temperatures that you're not used to, because I know it can be very uncomfortable. So I'm just going to step in here and check on the hen. A few days ago, I had posted a vlog where I had a chicken emergency. This is the first time I've heard my rooster crow in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm so happy. But I want to show you the chicken. I had a chicken that I thought died, and I medicated her. We dropped to negative 59 degrees Celsius wind chills. And what happened is we had, it was just so cold that we had animals freeze. And they didn't die, but they did suffer some frostbite because the heat I had in here wasn't enough. Typically I don't heat my coop, but in these extreme cold conditions I do. So I want to give you an update to show you how well she's doing and to see the ones that had severe frostbite. If you were watching those vlogs earlier, just go check it out. And see, I forgot to bring gloves. The metal is kind of cold. Let's see how they're doing. Okay. Oh, it is such a happy sound. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh. You're crowing away. So these guys are huddling up over here because the humidity has come up. And when the humidity comes up here where we are in these extreme cold conditions, that means that they are more susceptible to get a chill when it's dry. Because usually when it's cold, it's dry here. But they're definitely warm. They're not shivering or having any struggle. Who wants a treat? You want a treat? Who wants one? No, they're like, no, I'm out of here. You can see there's frostbite on the combs of the roosters. Hi, girls. Want a treat? You want a treat? No. They're like, just leave me alone. I'm done with your treats, lady. You've given us enough treats the last few days. Just want to check it. I always water in these chick waters because I don't want their wattles to dip or their chins to dip in the water. I want to make sure they stay dry so they don't freeze themselves. That's why I use these and come out a couple times a day. There you go. Let's see, how does he look? He definitely looks okay. It'll fall off, and then he'll be fine. They're doing great. They're crowing. This hen right here, she was pretty well frozen and she come back to life, so I'm happy. Now they're pecking on the walls. They have water here, but they're pecking on the walls because they're trying to cool themselves. So there's ice crystals built up. That's humidity. So they're trying to cool down a little bit is what they're doing. And they actually want to go outside because it's that warm. So when you're used to these cold temperatures, like that makes me so happy. When you're used to these cold temperatures like I am, and these guys are negative 27 degrees Celsius, it doesn't feel so bad. And we've been in a deep freeze for a few weeks now. Again, that's just music to my ears. So we're all doing great. Thank you guys for all your well wishes and your prayers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means the world to us, and we're doing great. So let's go get cooking some pantry challenge stuff out of things I can scrounge up in my food stores. Tonight was baked potato night with meatloaf and a side of salad, so I decided to throw some bacon that I found in the freezer on a lined baking sheet and get it all cooked up in the oven. I'm not sure if this is a thing that most people do, but I always cook my bacon in the oven. I find it so much easier to clean up. And then also I can easily save the bacon grease when I use aluminum foil, because then I can just kind of funnel it into a jar. I scrubbed up some potatoes that I had grown this past season. I prefer using red potatoes over the white potatoes or like the Yukon Golds, because I actually have a sensitivity to the yellow varieties of potatoes, and I typically get a really bad stomach ache. So whenever I cook potatoes, I try to use red as much as possible. I have a couple eggs in the fridge that are still fresh from my hens before it turned cold. They were still laying, so I added one egg to this. I also found some half and half cream in the fridge that was about to expire, so I wanted to use it up. And then I added some oats that I found in the pantry that had been there for a while, so I wanted to use them up as well, so I added some. I wanted to add some spiciness, so I added some dry ground mustard, and then I added some Himalayan pink salt, some ground pepper, just some regular black pepper. If you haven't noticed, I really like pepper. My family loves pepper. I have a ton of chives to use up, like pounds of dried chives. So I use chives in pretty much everything. I have some granulated garlic, and I also added some granulated onion since I wasn't grating any onion in here today. I just wanted some granulated to use up. I have lots of it as well to use up. So normally, though, I would just grate a fresh onion that I would have used out of my pantry. This is tomato powder that I made. During canning season last fall, I peeled a lot of my tomatoes, so I kept those peels and then I freeze dried them. And after I freeze dried them, I ground them up to use as a thickener and a flavor instead of adding ketchup or processed foods. It's so handy. So I wanted to add that into this mixture, the oat mixture, just to get it reconstituted a little bit and absorb some of the egg and cream. I then found a 2-pound package of, was it a 2-pound or a 1.5 pound? I can't remember. Anyway, it was a package of grass-fed beef that my father-in-law had raised, and we had it processed, cut and wrapped ourselves at a local butcher. And so I just added the mixture into the beef. And one of the tricks for having a really good meatloaf is to really work it like it's almost like a dough. Just keep working it, and then that makes a really firm meatloaf. I learned this because my dad was actually a butcher, and so was my brother. So I spent most of my childhood cutting, wrapping, and making meat products. So that's how I learned that. In another bowl, I went and grabbed a jar of my homemade ketchup. I had grown over 1,000 pounds of tomatoes this past season, so I have all the things. And so I used a little bit more ketchup than I normally would, but I used the whole jar of a pint of ketchup. I then went and found some lumpy coconut sugar in my pantry, and I brought out some more of the ground mustard.
Ideally, I would not use ground mustard in this recipe. You would want to use prepared yellow mustard, but I didn't have any made because I ran out of time. And so I just used the ground mustard. It needed a little bit more sweetness, and so I added more coconut sugar and then more mustard to give it a little bit more bite. Coconut sugar, you can use a little bit more in these kind of recipes. It has a lower glycemic index, which means that, you know, it's a little bit healthier option than regular sugar. I just turned my meatloaf mixture or meatloaf meat into a pie pan and packed it down in there nice and firm. And then I just poked holes so that the sauce had a place to sit, and it helped cook it more evenly through. And I just dumped the sauce right on top, and I spread it around as evenly as possible, trying to fill all those little indentations so everything was even and nicely coated and spread through. And then I just popped it right on in the oven with the potatoes that were baking up on some stoneware. And voila, I served it with a salad. I made a salad out of just romaine lettuce and some store-bought poppy seed dressing. And I had canned up some mandarin oranges that I wanted to try as an experiment. And I really liked the salad. The baked potato, I had some sour cream to use up. So we just put the sour cream on the potato and sprinkled it with some cheddar cheese and a couple little pieces of bacon that was fried up. And it was a really delicious dinner. Chaz has some ready to go for his school lunches of the leftover meatloaf. He really loves it. And for tomorrow, we're just doing meatloaf sandwiches on sourdough bread. The best part of leftovers.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me and making this pantry challenge meal. I much appreciate you for being here, and please, if you do like seeing this kind of content, please do like and subscribe so you can stay up to date when I post new videos on the pantry challenge. Bye for now. Much love.